Hello and welcome back. Today we want to take a look once again at the BRICS, what has transpired in 2023 in South Africa, Johannesburg. I can say the main purpose of the BRICS countries to do these meetings are for partnership, for mutual acceleration and growth, sustainable development and inclusivity. People want to trade with one another freely without fear of being sanctioned, without fear of assets being seized by other countries, sort of things. Those were the major things that were being portrayed as the meeting was going on.
This summit takes place against a backdrop of mounting tensions in the international arena, marked by extensive political pressure, confrontation, and widespread use of sanctions.
So, apart from the 6 countries that were announced by President Cyril Ramaphosa, who was the chair of the BRICS summit in Johannesburg, other countries that have shown interest to join the BRICS are Afghanistan, Angola, Comoros, Democratic Republic of Congo, Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Mexico, Nicaragua, Pakistan, Sudan, Syria, Tunisia, Turkey, Uganda, Uruguay, and Zimbabwe. So these are the countries that have shown interest that they want to join the BRICS. Remember that there are other countries that have been announced that will become permanent members of the BRICS, and these are...
We have decided to invite the Argentine Republic, the Arab Republic of Egypt, the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates to become full members of BRICS. The membership will take effect from the 1st of January 2024.
The president of South Africa, who's the chair of the BRICS Summit 2023, announced those countries. So if we take a look at the numbers so that we can know where we are after the announcement of more countries that are joining the BRICS in terms of resources. If we take a look at the 4 countries that produce the most food in the world, we can see we have China, India, United States, and Brazil. 3 of the top 4 food producing countries are from the BRICS. And then let's take a look at other numbers. We can see the countries which produce most oil. You can see number 1, United States, Saudi Arabia, Russia, then Canada. But in this case, we'll rule out the United States because you can see what it's producing. Share of the world total, you can see it's 20%, and then what it consumes is 21%. But when we come to Saudi Arabia, what it produces is 12%, and what it's consuming is 3%. So this accounts for most of the oil that will be circulated throughout the world, including maybe not including the United States. So Saudi Arabia is self-sufficient and can sell some of its oil. The same can be applied to Russia. Although it's producing 11%, you can see what it consumes. Where is Russia? Russia is here, it consumes 4%. So you can see in the top 4 oil producing countries, you have Saudi Arabia, Russia. Because you can't count in the United States, it consumes more than it produces. So you have Saudi Arabia, Russia, Canada, and China. You can see we have the top 3 oil-producing countries to be from the BRICS again. This tells you how strong the economy, which will be powered by the new development bank, it's going to be. And then when we take a look at now this is the countries with the most natural resources, we can see we have again Russia, United States, Saudi Arabia, and then Canada. You can see in the top 4 we have 2, and these are the natural resources. We can see Russia there. We have We have Russia, and then we have Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is oil and Russia is natural gas. I can say the United States, I think it's timber and coal. Yeah, the United States most export is timber and coal. So now let's take a look at the country's external debt. As you can see here, the United States is leading by 24 trillion, followed by United Kingdom 8.73 trillion, France 7 trillion, Germany. So this is the United States and Europe. They are leading in terms of debt. So this shows that their economy is not that strong because they have a lot of debt. And you can see in the top 4 countries, we can't find any member of the BRICS countries. So this is good news for the BRICS because most of the countries are self-sufficient. They don't have much of the external debt in terms of trillions. We have the first one is number 6, which is China, 2.64 trillion. We come to exporting countries with the most exports in the world. You can see we have again China, and then United States, Germany, and the Netherlands. So we can see how strong China is because when you take a look at China and then the United States, there is a difference of $1.5 trillion. Yeah, we can see how strong China is in terms of trading and in terms of it being represented in the BRICS, how it will uplift others when there will be free trading without any fear of any sanction and without others getting lower interest rates than other countries. Because the biggest challenge in the developing countries in the continent like Africa is that the interest that they pay on the debt that they take is too high compared to other developed countries. That was another issue that was being discussed.
The African continent, a historic victim of slavery and colonialism, continues to confront grave injustices. On average, African countries pay 4 times more for borrowing than the United States and 8 times more than the wealthiest European countries. And African countries accounts for just 4% of global greenhouse gas emissions, but it is an epicenter of climate chaos, suffering disproportionately impacts of climate change.
And then when we take a look, the reason as to why I brought this tab is that we have to consider for BRICS to be successful, it means that Russia should be successful, because the United States, if the United States is able to defeat Russia, then it can defeat BRICS. But if Russia stands, and so that means there is possibility that it can be there is a challenger who has even more nuclear weapons than the United States. You can see 6,257 and the United States has 5,550. That is what is on record. That is what I'm reading here. So for BRICS to go forward, we don't wish for war, we don't pray for war, but for BRICS to succeed, Russia has to succeed, because Russia is deeply intertwined in this process. If Russia fails, then it is very easy for other countries to follow suit. But if Russia prevails, then it's a win-win situation for most of the countries, and most of them are Africans, which have been let's say have been on the shadows for a very long time. So that is it from me for today, and I hope I'll see you on the next one.